GNRF hosted its 102nd annual Big Show in Manhattan this week. We met with two software vendors who provide integrated solutions to jewelers and a social media expert who is creating strong online presence for her jewelry clients.
The customers are coming to us asking for really basic things. Can they have proper point of sale systems that tie into supply chain management, the purchasing, and the accounting, and the customer relationship management all in one package, because they find that otherwise if they have to glue these solutions together, they have a solution that doesn't really work and costs them a lot of money for their IT department to look after. We provide an end-to-end solution. We provide customer relationship management and point of sale at the front end. We provide the order processing, inventory management, purchasing in the middle, and the accounting piece, and the reporting and dashboards at the back end. So it's one single piece of software that covers all of that. In this particular database, I've got the data configured so that I can first of all drop in a customer, and then I can drop in a salesperson, and I'm then prompted for the source of the prospect. Then I can drive everything from the barcode, so I can put in a serialized item, and that drops in the unique item. Behind the scenes, the item itself I could go and drill into in order to look up details. So on the iPad, as I explained earlier, the entire suite of software is actually available. So this is not a cut down variant of the software, it is all of the functionality. On the point of sale, if I go to take a sale, you can again configure the buttons, you can add items. In this case I'll drop the earrings in, and I would normally barcode the serial number in. I'm just going to drop the serial number in, and so a very similar workflow to what we saw on the Mac. And then I can go back and take the payment, and again I can do any mix of cash, credit card, and if I configure it, the gift vouchers as well. And then if I were to take a credit card, I can then swipe the credit card, including chip and PIN for Canada, and then proceed. And that's the completing of the sale on the iPad.
Jewelry is one of our specific verticals. We address 6 of them, but jewelry is one of our focuses. So what we've done over the last 15 years is we've worked in tangent with our clients, not only the ones that we have as existing clients, but all of the prospects that we have and things within the industry, to develop tools specifically for the jewelry industry. We really understand that jewelers have some unique demands that are unlike the retailers. Sure, they're retailers, but they have some things that are unique to their business, and that's what our software tries to address. Whether that be from bridal registry to gift registry, and especially the importance of customer loyalty and customer information that you can have, build upon, and to be able to create a more holistic experience for the customer, and a more pleasant one, right? So let's assume that you want to be able to have something repaired, something made, something special ordered, just not in stock, in inventory. We provide the tools that allow the jeweler and their sales associates to be able to provide an environment for the customer where they feel that they're purchasing at the right place, that their item is secure. You know, if somebody relinquishes something that's of value to them, to the jeweler, to have it repaired, where is it in the process, right? Is it at the goldsmith? When will I get it back? Is it okay? Or a break and make, what we call when you bring it in and you'd like to have it upgraded to a 2-carat. Right? What is it going to cost? What will I get as a return for what I'm bringing in, or as a credit, right? And how can I continue as the retailer can, right, to be able to continuously build on that customer database? So you have a history that my wife wears a size 5.5 ring, so I don't have to remember that. When I want to go in and buy her next present, they can simply pull up her customer file, see the previous things, perhaps assist me as a male in being able to choose something that she would like based on the things that she's purchased in the past. So all of this, I think now tools for retailers, and especially for jewelers, it's a very personal gift, right? Or a very personal purchase, jewelry. So we want to make sure that we keep the system personal, right? So to be able to offer all of these tools, including the CRM, to be able to facilitate the actual working process, but more so the relationship with the customer. Some jewelers that we know sell very high-priced items, right? So it's a special experience, and it's not something that somebody would necessarily buy every day. So they want to feel as if that's a very special occasion for them. And our job as a software provider is not just to do the point of sale through to accounting, is to be able to provide tools that facilitate this customer experience.
Well, there's a couple of different areas of social media. So there's managing the page itself, which is called community management, and that's making sure you're on top of communicating with your customers when they communicate with you. And it still surprises me that customers are going onto those sites and the retailer themselves is not answering them. And customers are like, where are you? What are you doing? So, one of the easiest low-hanging fruit things you could do is just make sure that you have a steady dialogue with your customers. In the early days, it used to be that an intern, you'd hire an intern to manage those pages, but when you really think about it, social media has emerged so much that really is your brand. And you shouldn't really be, handing that off and outsourcing it to an intern. It should be really biggest part of your brand strategy. So the community management part is really important. And then in the past couple months, Facebook in particular has come out with some excellent advertising units that show on desktops and show on mobile devices. So one thing that Facebook changed, I think it was around when they came out with the timeline, is that they, when a brand makes a post on their page, these days only about 10% of their fans actually see that. And the only way to get larger visibility of your post and what you're trying to say to your customers is if you buy an ad unit called a promoted post, which actually looks exactly like a regular post. It's just that in order to get wider distribution of it, you need to pay for it. That is the single best ad unit right now that Facebook is running, and they're extremely cost effective, and they run on desktops and they run on mobile. So with all the talk of the growth of mobile, this is the year of mobile, mobile advertising in terms of banners is still, you see the little postage size things and they're just not performing that well. But the promoted post is a paid advertising unit but doesn't look like one. Most people are reading Facebook on their mobile devices. This is the single best ad you could do to make sure that what you're saying as a brand is actually getting to your customers. The first thing you would do is social media kind of lives in multiple places within an organization and has multiple objectives. So you have a sales objective always. That's usually the only reason people will invest in it. But there's also a big customer service piece of it. There's a big PR piece of it. There's a big merchandising piece of it. And the best thing to do is to get all those groups together and try and figure out what is the goal of the page. Because a lot of times just getting that one, coming to a consensus is the thing that holds people back because they don't know where it lives in the organization. So once a jeweler kind of figures out what their goal is, the next thing to do would be to build a content calendar for Facebook. And because you don't want to be running the exact same content all the time, you want content that engages, because those are the kinds of posts that a brand will make that get virally passed around to their friends and help grow more fans. But then you also want to make sales, and those kinds of posts may not necessarily be the ones that you do want to pass along to your friends. So there's probably 5 or 6 different objectives of the Facebook page, and you want to keep the content fresh for your customers. So what a jeweler should do is kind of come out with a 6-week content calendar, maybe color code it based on the different areas, and just work from that schedule every 6 weeks, update it, just to make sure that your content is really fresh. And these guys have worked long and hard to get to this position by running contests and really putting focus and strategizing it, because it just won't grow itself. I can think of 1 or 2 examples of sometimes a rogue person will come out, a fan of a brand. If they see that a brand doesn't have a brand page, they'll create their own brand page. And then you've got you could have hundreds of thousands of fans and you're not even the retailer. So having the independent jeweler get this under control, take control of it, grow the fan base, they can see that it really will do good things for them.
Time now to check on how precious metals prices performed this past week. For all the latest industry news, be sure to check diamonds.net and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.